Episode 71. We're back, running back again. 71. Did I say 71? 71. Yes, that felt good to say. Welcome into the Rewind, brought to you by Global Sports Entertainment 3. I'm the captain, the host of this ship, Monty Moss. I'll be joined with my guest momentarily. A few house cleaning things I want to get into before we start tonight's episode, because you guys know I am full of transparency, both privately and publicly, but I'll get to that momentarily. I want to say thank you to all the love and support you guys have shown us. We are officially in the month of July as quarter 3 is here. Now, that means that we have finished the first 2 quarters of the year in June, ending yesterday. It was something that has been it's flown by. We're literally in July, and I want to say thank you for all the love and support that you guys have shown us on the Rewind throughout the year. As you guys know, July will be the last month of the Rewind before we transition into our hiatus, because we're all going fishing, and we'll return at some point later in August, if not the first week of September. But we'll keep you guys informed and posted as we get closer to the date. But right now, it's all about July 1st, praying that the month of July is great to everyone. Let's start quarter 3 off right, and we are going to start it off quarter 3 right tonight, right here and right now. So if you haven't, subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Rewind_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at the Rewind_GSC3. All grace to the good Lord to be able to do this once again, because without him, this would not be possible. And shout out to our guys, Chris and Pat, and everybody with the GSC3 crew that make this a reality week in and week out. So thank you for the love and support. Few house cleaning before I get started and bring on my guests for tonight's episode. It's going to be a great episode because it's just, there is a God. Just remember that line tonight. There is a God, okay? And a few house cleanings tonight. I want to give a special shout out to my nephew, Sequoia, and my other nephew, Sakir, who Sakir plays up on this 12-year-old team. But his hockey group finally overcoming adversity for the last few years, getting to the championship and losing. But this past Sunday was something different, as my nephew and his team, shout out to Tiago, holding it down in net. They were able to come out with the victory 7-6, as my nephew scored the game-tying goal and then scoring the go-ahead game-winning goal to put his Falcons in position for victory, as they are the 2026 Spring League champions. So congratulations to all the coaches. I know you guys put in the work effortlessly throughout the calendar year, because there is no off seasons for these guys, maybe a few weeks at that, but they're always grinding away with practice. They put together a great schedule in terms of games. My nephews also had the opportunity to play up this year with the 14-year-olds, so all grace to the good Lord for that. But I just want to commend these hard-fought gentlemen pictured here that grind it out week in and week out with practice. The coaches putting together the best game plan to go out there and put their team in success. They had to go through the playoffs in order to get to the championship. So you know me, one of my favorite things to say is, how bad do you want it? And these young scholars, young next generation of players, they wanted it that bad, and they went out and got the job done and got the victory. So congratulations to the New Jersey Falcons out of New Jersey, of Wayne, to go out there and take care of business and bring home the gold, bring home the trophy. So afterwards, they had a huge party at one of my nephew's teammates' house, and it was just chaos there, but well-deserved, well-earned. There's nothing like winning, setting your goal on a championship, and then everyone coming together as a team, as a unit, to put in the work and sacrifice, keyword sacrifice, something for the greater good. So earned, not given, and congratulations to the 2026 New Jersey Falcons on winning the Spring League, and we will move forward to the fall, so that way we can win some more gold. So congratulations, nephew, both my nephews, on winning, and congratulations on bringing home the gold. Other than that, I don't really – yes, thank you, Chris. Thank you. Yep, congratulations to them. So I'm sure my nephew will watch this in some form or fashion. And shout out to the coaches. They support this thing too. They watch this, subscribe. So it's a team effort. I show up to the games as much as I can, as well as the practice as much as I can, but I'm more of the game person due to my calendar itself. So they know the love I have for them, and I'm happy to be able to celebrate them through the wins and the losses. So thank you. Other than that, I don't really have anything else besides it's going to be a great episode. We're going to be talking some NBA free agency news that has been coming out red hot since the start with some breaking news, but not breaking news because the news broke earlier. We're just going to talk about it here tonight. And, we got the WNBA Commissioner's Cup between the Aces and Liberty. That game has now ended with the Aces losing. We'll talk about that. And then I really have a great guest and more importantly, again, transparency, right? Because there is a God. This could have went either way, literally either way. And her patience, her kindness, and her willingness to forgive, I am truly grateful for. I know beginning, we had some technical difficulties, and Chris, being able to be the brains of this, right, and be able to juggle through everything and pretty much still make it a possibility. But for my guests to be patient enough to work through everything, and then to allow me to still do this, because the episode was going to happen regardless, one way or another. But her willingness to forgive, because things happen, mistakes happen, and you know me, I'm in the business of being real and honest and transparent, which I was privately, but publicly, I'm going to sit here and say that, I apologize to her, because people's times are important to me, especially when you do something like this. People carving out things in their calendar, moving things around to do something like this, to come on as a guest. So I just want to say publicly, thank you to my guests that's getting ready to come on here momentarily for working through all of the things that normally don't happen. That's for sure. That definitely don't happen. And thank you for being willing to still show up tonight and do what we do here on the Rewind. So I want to get my guest in here by the name of Hili Kronzon. She has built a unique journey through the world of sports, originally from Israel, the country. Healy began playing tennis at just 6 years old and competed internationally before serving 2 years in the Israel military. Thank you for your service. She then came to the United States to play Division I tennis at Seton Hall University, who I am very, 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 very familiar with and have a lot of relationships there. So thank you again for the opportunity to trust me to have her, where she earned both her bachelor's degree in sports management and marketing and her master's in business analytics. While at Seton Hall, Healy discovered a passion for basketball operations, working with the women's basketball program before gaining experience with complete sports management, helping coordinate international tours for major Division I programs, and working with the 2023 FIBA Euro basketball in Israel. She also has been involved with the Jacksonville Classic and recently accepted a full-time role with Weave Sports Agency, where she'll lead the business side of the agency's women's division. We're excited to learn more about her journey. I'm excited to learn more about her journey with her experiences behind the scenes in the sports industry and what's next in her career. Young career. Let's put that on there. Let's emphasize young career. But it's without my honor and privilege to welcome into episode 71, Hili Kronzon, who's joining us live. As Healy, I just want to say publicly once again, thank you for your patience, for your determination and willingness to let this show continue despite all of the foolery and technical difficulties and my unprofessionalism. I'm going to call it for what it is, because it's unprofessional to waste somebody's time. But thank you for joining me tonight on episode 71 of The Rewind. Welcome in. How are you?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me and for the great intro. I appreciate that. I'm good, super excited, ready to get started. We have a lot of things to talk about, so let's get it going.
Let's get it going, because when I was actually doing my homework on you, and I saw that you served 2 years in the Israel military. I told myself tonight I'm dealing with somebody who's about business, somebody that is for real, someone that's serious. So I am going to be on my A game tonight because I have to be on my A game tonight because I don't want any trouble whatsoever. But don't make it. Don't get it mistaken. Don't get it mistaken. I am armed and dangerous too with a mic. So we'll it's going to be a great episode tonight. But Healy coming from Seton Hall, who has been fortunate to not also attain her bachelor's but also her master's, kicking ass and taking names in the classroom and as well as on the tennis court and also behind the scenes serving as a GA for Seton Hall women's basketball. That program has been good to me over the years as well as the men's side of it. And I just want to give a special thank you to my cousin who was able to put all this together again in terms of bridging the gap, connecting the two of us to make this what was once talked in through text message virtual to then make this a reality with Healy being here tonight. And that is James Moss, who also does a lot of things for me behind the scenes. Great human being, great connector, just wants to see people win. Just wants to see people be connected with the right people and elevate them. So I know one thing's for sure and two things for certain. James is not going to connect somebody with someone that he does not trust. And the fact that he was able to trust me to connect me with Healy to make this a reality, I just want to say thank you for paying it forward because that's what we're supposed to do in this thing we call life. Pay it forward, but earn, not given. These things don't just happen accidentally and overnight. So I just want to give a special shout out to my dog, James, for all he does. So let's get started with tonight's episode. It's NBA free agency. It's been a crazy 48 to 72 hours in terms of the world of sports, but more importantly, in the world of the NBA. And it's funny that we have Healy here tonight because she is a Portland Trailblazers fan through thick and thin, knowing that they just lost their head coach, Thiago Splitter, to the Chicago Bulls, but they know that they had no Dame Lillard this year, sideline recovering from his ACL injury, but yet more importantly, he will be back next year or this upcoming season, 2026 NBA season in October. Yes, we're in July, but what an opportunity that the Trailblazers get, and what an opportunity that Ja Morant gets to have a breath of fresh air, to have a opportunity to be reborn again coming out of Memphis. We know that he has done everything in his power to keep the Grizzlies where they once was, and that is being a playoff contention team in the West, being a team that contends for an NBA championship. We know that the history of the Memphis Grizzlies and the franchise that was built before him, with guys like Mike Conley, with guys Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol and Mike Miller and others, traditional and historic players in that franchise, Hall of Famers, and Ja Morant coming out of Murray State straight to Memphis and making an immediate impact and putting the world on notice as him to be potentially the face of the NBA. Had some issues off the court that pretty much set him back in some form or fashion, rather mentally or obviously physically with some of his playing afterwards with some of the incidents. But this right here to me is a breath of fresh air because he gets to start over, but he also gets to learn and play with alongside a veteran and someone that has tons and tons of NBA experience, but all on the court and off the court. And that's Damian Lillard, who's had a lot of success with Portland, not also in the regular season, but also in the playoffs. So, Healy, you being a Portland Trailblazers fan, seeing the news of Ja Morant being traded to the Portland Trailblazers from Memphis, what was your initial reaction? How are you feeling about Ja being in red and black?
First of all, I'm a huge Ja fan as well. Ja is one of the most exciting players that we have in the league. Obviously, as long as he keeps his mind straight and everything, like keep the problems off the court aside. He's a phenomenal player, 2 times All-Star, just a great overall player. But my first reaction was that the Blazers have a lot of guards. So, just following the news, they're interested in Jaylen Brown. Now that they have all of these guards, potentially like a trade, maybe Sharp, maybe Drew Holiday to the Celtics, a draft pick or something like that, and they could really have a really, really successful team. Um, Obviously, like you said, I'm from Israel. Danny Avdia is my guy. That's the reason I'm a Portland Blazers fan. Before that, it was a difficult one. I was a Washington fan, Washington Wizards, because that's where Danny was drafted at. Um, but I think we're going somewhere good with Portland. The new head coach did a great job in Minnesota as an assistant coach. And yeah, I think we're going somewhere good. I'm excited.
We do know that Memphis is going in a different direction. We know that Portland bring in a new head coach with the new ownership that has taken place in Portland, and we see that they are trying to be aggressive. We know that I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, the owner, but he just won a Stanley Cup. And we know that he's really he knows he knows a lot about winning and putting pieces together. The only concern I do have is pretty much what you said, that Portland's now guard heavy because you have Drew Holiday, you have Damian Lillard who's returning, you have Scoot Henderson who was a lottery pick for Portland a few years ago, but he has transitioned into being the player that Portland has hoped to be, with scoring at a high level, averaging over 15 points a game last season for the Trailblazers. Although they didn't have much success in the regular season, you make a move like this to put yourself back in contention to compete in the West, but also compete to make the playoffs. So I have no problem with it. I think this is something that Ja Morant needs personally in his career, because I just think that in 6 seasons with the Memphis Grizzlies and everything that transpired late in his tenure with the Grizzlies, there were just time for something new.
Yeah.
There were reports at one point that he was potentially being looked at to go to Minnesota to play in the backcourt with Anthony Edwards. That didn't work out, but either way, wherever Ja Morant went, this was something that was needed for his young career, because he's still young, to pretty much put Memphis in the rearview mirror, put it in the past, put it behind him, and focus on the current. And that right now is being a Portland Trailblazer, and pretty much putting himself into it, opening a new chapter. And that and in life, that sometimes what we need to close old chapters, and we need to close doors that no longer serve us, that no longer help us grow, and we need to insert ourselves and start a new chapter. And I hope that it works out, because we do know Ja Morant and over his 327 games played for the Memphis Grizzlies, he averaged over 22 points a game, 7 assists and 4 rebounds. So we know on paper what it can be for the Portland Trailblazers with Ja Morant in the backcourt with Damian Lillard. But we will wait. We will have to wait and see until opening night in October to see what it looks like in terms of how it will work out. So we have training camp between it. Of course, Summer League, they won't be a part of that, but it'll be interesting to see Ja Morant and his new colors this upcoming season, with working alongside, I should say, with his backcourt duo with Damian Lillard. So no better person to learn from, no better person to seek wisdom from in terms of being a professional, because Dame has done it at the highest level. And we wish Ja Morant nothing but success. And I know, Haley, you are excited to have Ja Morant in Portland, because that's good for Portland. It's good for the city. It's good for the franchise. It's good for the organization. And I know you are excited to see him, because he's got a lot to prove. I'm sure he's still got that. He still has that itch to prove people wrong, because, I mean, to be quite honest, Healy, I've once said it publicly that Ja Morant can be the face of the NBA at some point when it's all said and done. Now, I don't know how realistic it is now, because there's some few folks out there like Anthony Edwards that would disagree and say otherwise. But it'll be interesting to see. So congratulations to you. You are happy. You should be happy that you got Ja Morant, because that's huge.
That is big. Now get us Jaylen Brown and we'll be happy.
Now, I do want to say a quick congratulations to my producer, Chris, who's a diehard Canadian as well as a diehard Toronto Raptors fan through thick and thin, as they made the news today of trading for Kawhi Leonard. They're losing Grady Dick. They're losing Brandon Ingram, as they are sending them, to the Los Angeles Clippers. So congratulations, Chris, the 35-year-old champion who won an NBA championship with the Toronto Raptors. It's returning back home, where this will be pretty much his last ride, because he's going to retire. He wants to retire as a Toronto Raptor. The Raptors are offering to give him that contract extension to retire as a Raptor. And I don't know what the Raptors is going to look like next season, but 35-year-old Kawhi still has a lot of gas in the tank when he plays and when healthy. We do know load management arguably started with him. I'm just saying, don't shoot me. Don't shoot the messenger. So I know I just want to give a quick shout out to that. But speaking of teams that are happy, I'm not sure if I am happy, but I do know I am still trying to figure it out in terms of digesting all of this, because it's been a interesting 8 years with LeBron James. And if you guys don't know, I'm a diehard Laker fan. Through thick and thin, Kobe is you guys where I have him at. You guys know where I have him at. All right. So, but I'm a realist. I'm not biased. I'm a realist. But Lakers have officially moved on, as LeBron and his agent Rich Paul came out today to inform the Lakers that they can move on without LeBron, because he will not be returning with year 23 coming up, which will be a NBA record in terms of most seasons played by a player, which would be this year, as the Lakers officially came out with a statement from Jeannie Buss thanking LeBron for his 8 seasons in LA. We know that now LeBron will officially be a free agent, and there are a few destinations that he could potentially land at. But more importantly, before we talk about that, I just want to talk about his 8 years with the Lakers, winning an NBA championship in the bubble in 2020. Some say that championship doesn't count. I say to hell with it, due to the circumstances of where the world was, where the country was, the circumstances that they had to play under in Orlando. That's a championship that is earned, not given. So he wasn't he did win a championship with LA, which is something that, again, all great players that come to LA of that status, of his status or his caliber, the goal is to win championships, because that's what the Lakers are built on, championships. And it's now Rob Pelinka, president of basketball operations. It's now his job to now put together a win now roster with Luka and Austin Reeves returning. We know that Austin Reeves last week signed a 4-year, $152 million extension with the Lakers. And we know that the Lakers now have $52 million in cap to play with. That's some money that you can go out and make things happen with. We know that Detroit Pistons restricted free agent Jalen Duren is set to meet with the Lakers this week in terms of potential landing spot for him. We know that the Lakers are in desperate need, I should say, of a dominant and physical presence of Jalen Duren. Although he was an MIA, no call, no show in the playoffs this past year, you cannot take away from his ability to play on the offensive side and the defensive side, averaging over 19 points a game this year for the Detroit Pistons. So we will see. But we talk about LeBron. We talk about potential landing spots. Is the Cleveland Cavaliers? Is he returning home for the last ride? Is it Golden State? We know that he's came out publicly and said that he would love to play at some point in his career with Steph Curry. We know that Draymond for the Golden State Warriors declined his player option, which basically means that Draymond is willing to take a pay cut to make this talk a reality. Even though the Golden State Warriors, Kristaps Porzingis re-signing and picking up his player option, that does not really mean much. But we know the Warriors are up there in age in terms of Steph and Draymond, and of course, Coach Steve Kerr, who's been there for the past 10 years or so. And I don't know if this is the Warriors. Other flip side to it, some folks are saying that Miami could be a potential landing spot for LeBron. I'm not sure how realistic that is, because he will have to take a massive pay cut in that aspect because, they just signed Giannis and they're taking on his contract. They just re-signed Andrew Wiggins to a deal, signing Tim Hardaway Jr. So there's a lot of things financially. And LeBron has already came out publicly and said that money is not the issue for him in terms of his next team that he's going to play for. It's all about, I guess, winning as well as a team fit. And I think when we look at the potential landing spots, those are the only 3 teams I see. Minnesota was out there. I don't know how realistic that's going to be in terms of him in Minnesota, even though wherever LeBron goes, he will make that team better. He will make that team a playoff contender. And better yet, he will basically make that team a finals contender because just of depending on what roster he walks into in terms of the team. But for me, I think Cleveland makes the most sense at this point in LeBron's career, entering year 23, coming up this upcoming NBA season. We know that Cleveland is probably the only franchise, I should say, from a personal perspective, that's going to open doors for him, that's going to re-welcome him with open arms and gratitude, that's going to accept him, but more importantly, celebrate him if he were to make his return back home to Cleveland, growing up just 20 minutes down the road from where the Cavaliers play. Now we know that the Cavs have re-signed James Harden. We know they have Evan Mobley. We know they have Donovan Mitchell. So where does LeBron fit into that? I'm just not sure. But I know LeBron right now is going to take his time. There's no rush to make a decision in terms of your next landing spot. There's no rush to take your time through it all and analyze and assess, which team is going to be the best fit for you, because this will be the last run. I don't think LeBron plays another season after year 23. He can still play another 3 to 4 years, especially at how he keeps his body healthy, how he is able to sustain a high level of efficiency, still averaging over 24 points a game late in his career at his age. That's remarkable in itself. So I don't know, Healy. I just don't know. But for you, what you think is going to happen with the freeze, because LeBron's going to keep this thing at arm's length and he's not going to rush. Where do you think LeBron, or where should LeBron go at this point in his career in terms of potential landing spots to pretty much play season 23? Is it Cleveland? Is it Golden State? Is it Miami? Where do you think and where do you like?
I mean, each team gonna have a great story. He obviously is from Cleveland. He's the king of Cleveland. Obviously, everyone wants him to be back home. They have a lot of talent there. I think if he's there, they're the number one contender, at least from the East, to go back to the final. But they do have a lot of big names, so I'll be curious how it's all gonna work out. With Miami, obviously they just got Giannis. I don't know LeBron and Giannis together. Obviously, two huge superstars. But I don't think he's going to go to Miami. I do think he's probably going to want to stay in California. Teaming up with Steph, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But obviously, the story is his biggest rivalry, you can say, is the Golden State Warriors. And now teaming up with them, that's going to be a hell of a story. So I don't know. Personally, I would want him in Cleveland. I want him to go back home, close the store, like full circle. But yeah, I can't tell you. I hope it's Cleveland.
I'm not upset if it is Cleveland. I think at this point in his career, he's earned the right to go wherever the hell he chooses. I do believe that Cleveland makes the most sense to me. Because if he's not chasing money, then what is he actually chasing? Because I don't think at this point chasing a championship would make sense for his career as well as his resume. Going to Golden State, I don't think that's a place to go because, again, if we talk about history and knowing the rival of the Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors during his time there, with Kyrie Irving, J.R. Smith, Kevin Love, and others, they can meme it out all they want in terms of you can't beat them, join them like Kevin Durant, like how Kevin Durant was.
Yeah.
But yes, playing with Steph Curry is amazing. Yes, playing for Coach Steve Kerr, who arguably outside of Eric Spoelstra has never played for a Hall of Fame head coach as a player in the league. Now I know JJ Redick is only in year 2. I'm not sure where his coaching trajectory ends or lands. Hopefully it's championships in the Hall of Fame as well. But Cleveland, for me, I think Healy is a place to pretty much just call it for what it is, the farewell tour for everything that he's done for that organization since being drafted, all the turmoil he had to pretty much overcome, than being a part of the 2016 championship team, bringing a championship to Cleveland, and what that's meant for not also him personally in his life, but also for the city of Cleveland. I think that's a place to pretty much call it quits and get ready to land the plane. There's nothing else, I think, out there for LeBron to prove at this point in his career. He's a 4-time NBA champion, all-star. I mean, he's done it all in terms of resume, being the all-time leading scorer in the league. So he's had a lot of success in LA. He's broke a lot of records in LA, and I just think that Cleveland is a place where you're back in the East. Obviously, you still have to contend against the Celtics and the Knicks, who are the champions, and the Philadelphia 76ers. But the wear and tear in the East is not what it is in terms of the West, because the West is only getting better each year. And we know that teams like Oklahoma City, teams like obviously the San Antonio Spurs, the Dallas Mavericks, they're all coming back better than they once were ending this season. So do you want to put yourself through that wear and tear in the West with the competition that's in the West? Or do you just say, hey, I want to go to a team in the East like the Cavs and pretty much just ride this thing on out? Because I don't know how it works in Golden State, especially with LeBron's style of play. I'm sure Steve Kerr can make it work because he made it work with Kevin Durant. But is a ring right now important to LeBron? Or is it pretty much having that farewell tour where a place you all started? So we won't know, I'm sure, probably for the rest of July. But I'm sure an announcement will be made at some point before the NBA season. So we'll keep an eye on that as LeBron is officially an NBA free agent. So I just want to say personally, as a Laker fan, LeBron, thank you for your years of service, for your dedication to excellence, for bringing a championship to the city of Los Angeles, for accepting the meeting along with Rich Paul, with Magic Johnson at the time when he was the president of basketball operations, because you signing with the Lakers in 2018 jump-started everything to get to where we are now in terms of having the franchise restored again, in terms of having LA being a destination for free agents or big-time players to come, like Luka Doncic. And, the last 2 seasons, winning over 50 games in a season, working with new head coach J.J. Redick has been obviously a sight to see, and making players around you better like Austin Reeves and others. So thank you for your service, and wish you nothing but the best the rest of the way, as well as wherever you make your decision to go for your final season. I think final. I don't know. I could be wrong. Of the NBA season, of your NBA career. So LeBron, thank you. And we do things with class. Now, WNBA commissioner, we transition and fast forward because switching gears, as you do know, I am a fan of the W through thick and thin, through all the teams. But you guys know I love the Aces here, right? I love the Aces. I love me some Jackie Young out of Notre Dame. I love Asia Wilson out of South Carolina, being the best player in the WNBA right now. But the Aces coming into tonight's game against the New York Liberty were without star player Asia Wilson, as she was injured last game on Sunday, I believe, with an ankle injury, and she was ruled questionable at one point for this matchup in the Commissioner's Cup, but officially ruled out before the game started. And we know that the Aces and Liberty have some history amongst each other. Let's not get it misconstrued now. We know that this is a rematch from the 2023 Commissioner's Cup, where the Liberty was victorious in that year, beating them 82-63. But if you don't know, the same year, the Aces beat the Liberty in the WNBA Finals 3-1 for Asia Wilson to win, before the Liberty won in 2024. And we know that Aces playing in Brooklyn is always tricky because although the Barclays is loud and popping, Becky Hammond, head coach for Las Vegas Aces, they haven't had much success winning in Brooklyn. And tonight they lost the Commissioner's Cup 95-83 without Asia Wilson, of course, but big performance, as I talked about, or I was getting ready to talk about, because coming into this game, I did tell myself if the Aces are going to have a shot at winning this game against the Liberty, they're going to need big performances out of Jackie Young, who has been playing really, really at a high level as of late in the last 6 games, as well as Kennedy Carter, who returned on Sunday from being sidelined with a hamstring injury. She, being a six man of the year candidate for the Aces and having a dual threat off the bench, I told myself she needs to have a good game as well, as she starts to get back in game flow and game rhythm. And pretty much I had high hopes for Jewel Lloyd, as well as Chelsea Gray. But 93-85 was the final. Jackie Young, 31 points, 12 of 21 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3. She did finish with 7 assists. Outside of that, the next highest scorer for the Las Vegas Aces was Kennedy Carter. In 25 minutes of play, she had 18 points, 7 and 14 from the field. She did have 3 rebounds and 3 assists. But other Jackie Young's other counterparts, Chelsea Gray, 7 points. Jewel Lloyd with 5 points. Chelsea Gray had a bad night from the field, 3 of 12. She was 1 of 4 from 3. She did have 5 turnovers, as we know that she's one of the best ball handlers as well as best passers in the WNBA. And the bench-wise, Parker Tyus, 8 points off the bench, and then Bell with 7. But then looking over to the Liberty side, they had big performances from pretty much who I knew was going to have a breakout night, which was Breanna Stewart with 25 points, 11 rebounds, 9 of 16 from the field, as well as Sabrina Ionescu, who I knew was going to come out here and kick ass because she did the same thing in 2023, and she's just been playing really well since returning from an injury in May. 26 points, 9 of 19 from the field, 5 of 13 from 3. Not the best night shooting from behind the arc, but damn it, 5 rebounds and 5 assists. And the Liberty are victorious as they are the 2026 Commissioner Cup champions. So history tends to repeat itself. I'm all for that. The Liberty can have the Commissioner Cup. Just let the Aces get just let them get the championship at the end of the year. But that was the final as the Aces were coming into this game, winning the last 4 or 5 games, sitting at 14-5, now 14-6, behind the best team in the WNBA, and that's the Minnesota Lynx. But we knew that the Aces had no A'ja Wilson. We knew that Jackie Young did what she could. We know Kennedy Carter did what she could. But it looked like Healy, it was the Breanna Ionescu and Breanna Stewart show tonight in Brooklyn as they were victorious, taking home the Commissioner's Cup. What's your reaction, I should say, to the Liberty winning? Because I didn't know how much of chances in terms of winning without A'ja Wilson that the Aces would have, because the Aces have played more games with A'ja than without. Mm-hmm. So it was a tough challenge, I'm sure, for Becky Hammond and the coaching staff to put together a game plan to try and stop this Liberty team without having their best player on the floor. But your reaction to the Liberty being the 2026 WNBA Commissioner Cup champs?
Yeah, well, first of all, for the Aces, obviously playing without the best player in the league for the past, 3 or 4 seasons, it's always going to be difficult. Unfortunately, Chelsea Gray and Jewel Lloyd didn't have the best game to, kind of take the pressure out of Carter and from Jackie Young. But with the Liberty, I must say this season they haven't really impressed me, but because they have a lot of veteran players, they know when to perform when they're needed, and they showed it every time. When there is a big game, the players stepping up. Sabrina didn't have the best season so far, and she kept her best game to when there is a title on the line. So obviously it was a great battle. I do think potentially both of them are going to go to the final, and one of them is going to be the champion. But yeah, it was a great matchup, a great rivalry, and I can't wait to see how the season is going to go.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how this plays out for the rest of the season. Obviously, A'ja Wilson will be back in some form or fashion for the Aces, back healthy again. But this right here, the Commissioner's Cup, is always an interesting start to the league, to the start of the season, because this pretty much gives you an eye test on terms of teams of who looks good, who doesn't, as well as the season progresses as we continue to see where teams will land with the All-Star break happening, and then obviously the second half of the season. So I have no problem with the Aces losing tonight, because again they've came out to a decent start. We knew last year what they looked like at All-Star break, and then we also remember last year where they finished at the end of the season. So I don't need to remind folks about that. But the Liberty, as long as they can stay healthy and continue to have good performances from Stewart, from Ionescu, I don't see the Liberty being a problem. They also are another team that can be a threat, even though they have a new head coach this year. So it'll be interesting to see where these two teams land in the second half of the season, as well as the fight for the WNBA playoffs. And, of course, we'll have all WNBA coverage, news, reactions, and right here on the Rewind, because that's just what we do. We talk about the W. If you don't know the W or you don't watch the W, then don't talk about it. Just don't talk about it. It is a disrespect. If you don't know the Golden State Valkyries, don't say anything about them. If you don't know the Toronto Tempo, don't say anything about them. If you don't know anything about the Seattle Storm, even though they're one of the worst teams in the league, don't talk about them. Chicago Scott, don't say nothing. The Sparks, don't say nothing. Just don't. You're just wasting your time, and it's a disrespect. And that's anything in life. If you don't know something, don't speak on it. You can ask questions. If you don't know, ask questions, because when we get ready to talk about, I don't know. I played at some point, not to the level of Healy. I can hit the ball back and forth. I can put a backhand to it. I can't do a spin. I can't serve at 101 miles an hour. I can't. If I'm taught, great. But for the sport of tennis, if I don't know it, I ain't going to speak on it. But thank God I do know a little something as we pivot to our next segment of tonight's episode here on the Rewind, episode 71. And Healy, we're getting ready to dive a little deeper because although you are a multi-talented human being of knowing the W, thank God for that, knowing the NBA, being a fan of the Portland Trailblazers, this is something for you that is more personal to me, and also I'm sure to you as we talk about a little bit of your background, where you started to where you are now. And if you're just joining us, and if you don't recall or not sure how he got here, Healy it was and is born originally in Israel, the country. I'm not talking about the city or whatever. The country.
City called Israel?
Okay. I don't know, but people out there may think that. So you got to be clear with proper pronunciation and communication. So I just want to make sure that the people understand that Healy is born and raised from Israel. But Healy, more importantly, first off, I commend you and I applaud you, not also for your service for your country of serving 2 years in the military, but more importantly, the struggles I'm sure you had to overcome, your willingness to move to the United States, adapt to the United States, make the United States your playground in a sense to put yourself in a position of where you are now. And that is pretty much being blessed to walk into a place like Seton Hall University, who's one of the top universities in the country, not also earn your bachelor's, as I said earlier, but earn your master's, and pretty much setting yourself up for the next chapter of your life and your career. But we talk about Israel. Now, I want to be as fully blunt and transparent with this. This is probably the first guest. Actually, this is the first guest that I've had in 70 episodes, this being 71, that is from the country of Israel. Because I've had other guests here that are from different parts of the world, which has been a blessing because you can't be called Global Sports Entertainment 3 and not have the word global emphasized. But Healy, for you, what was it like for you and your family, I should say, in terms of just a little bit of your early childhood growing up in Israel, and then obviously as you got older, you made the transition to move to the United States. But talk to me a little bit about your upbringing. Talk to me a little bit about how you was led to serving in your country's military. What was that like? Talk to us about your upbringing in Israel and comparing it, I should say, to them moving to the United States.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I started playing tennis when I was 6 years old. Always loved sports, played soccer with the little boys in the neighborhood. Went to the basketball court, played that as well, just on my free time. And then started playing tennis, went to after school lessons. And I think during my second year that I started playing tennis and competing a little bit, nothing too crazy, I just didn't want to leave the court. I stayed from 3 p.m. until like 8 a.m. constantly. in the tennis facilities. If it's hitting on the wall, joining other teams' practices, I don't care their age, I'm joining. So then we got to a level that I was a bit too good for my club. We only had two courts. It was 5 minutes from my house. So I had to transition to a better club, better competition. Played there for about 5 years, I want to say. In that club, finally started to play more national tournaments, competition. And then I've decided to transition to the private coaching to get more attention, take it to the next step, really. Because in tennis, obviously, it's an individual sport. You don't really need to play in a team. You need to practice with the team. You need the attention to yourself and be the best that you can in the best way you can do it. So I decided to go to a private coach. I've done it for 3 years, traveled to many countries, competed all over the world. And then I decided that private coach is a bit too much for me when it's 3 years, just one-on-one, me and another person. I wanted more of that club atmosphere back again, transition again to another club, which this is where I really broke through. I flew with my coach to Russia and Georgia and competed there, got to be top 5 in my country.
Wow.
During that time. Really a competition every other week. Constant tournament, nonstop. And because of that, I was able to get recognized by my country as a elite athlete, it's called, because in Israel, once you finish high school, everyone has to serve. So it's not really a choice. It's mandatory service. And because of my achievement and my ranking, I was able to be recognized as an elite athlete. So I was able to do my service while I was practicing and flying to tournaments and also competing domestically. And because I was able to earn that, then I started getting recognition from universities in America. Got recruited by, I don't know, I want to say about 50 schools I had calls with. And then we narrowed it down to, I had top 3. I'm not going to say the names, but they were top 3, going back and forth. And Seton Hall ultimately was chosen by me and my family. If it's the New Jersey, close to New York, good Jewish community. I have a family friend in New York, so that mattered a lot. Being close to the airport, so I can fly home, have people visiting me. The academic aspect in Seton Hall is incredible. One of the best academic in the country, especially for business, which is what I did. I did my undergrad in sports management and marketing. And obviously great connection with my coach, with my teammates. All of my team, when I was recruited, was international. I don't think we had one American. We had from Morocco, Spain, Ireland, Germany, Russia, Hungary, like all international, Ireland, all internationals. So in a way, it's made me feel at home that I'm surrounded with people who also go through a similar journey of leaving their families and leaving their friends. Different language, different culture, different food, which was really shocking to me that you guys don't eat vegetables in the morning, because I need my salad in the morning, but in the cafeteria, there were no vegetables. I kept asking and they looked at me like I'm crazy. I don't eat pancakes in the morning, maybe just Saturday if I decide to spoil myself. Yeah, that was a huge culture shock. The no vegetables in the morning, I gotta say. I need the tomato on the side. Like,
salad served at noon. I don't know
no,
about salad being served in the morning. I mean, it's not common,
it's not
but it
even
happens.
Just give me
It
some
happens.
vegetables on the side, you know?
It happens.
But
But you said something to me, I think, that kind of woke me up in a sense in terms of knowing how blessed you can be or how blessed we are. in terms of living in the States, and you said that it's requirement.
Yeah, it's not a choice.
No, yes or no, that you have to automatically serve in the Israel military
You say no, you're going to jail.
once you graduate high school.
Yeah. So when you guys obviously work towards your dream college and your education and your athletic abilities and all of that, we plan our high school towards the role we want to get for the military. So I had a lot of friends who chose to go to combat units. So throughout their high school, they trained for that. So when they having the exams and the test and all of that, like they could pass that. I had friends that they want to do Intel, so they learned Arabic throughout their time in high school to get it to that advanced level so they can qualify to that role. So, like, yeah, if you want to compare it to America, then you guys work for the right university, we work for the right role in the military.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
I am blessed to go through the undergrad. I'm blessed to be able to come out on the other side. But I don't think in any form or fashion, and look, I have some friends that obviously served in the military, and I'm thankful for their service. And I hear their stories or some of the stories that they are allowed to share. I know they can't share everything. And I just don't know if I would have survived. I'm not questioning that.
You would, when it's your reality, you'll survive it.
But I mean, you're like what, 17, 18, and you going through a whole different world. Like there's folks that, of course, as you said, or as pretty much the traditional way, I'm just call it for what it is. 17, 18, graduate high school. You already have your school of choice if college is the way to go for you, or trade school. But you already have your next chapter, the steps lined up to once you graduate, you're already preparing for the next move. But in your country, you don't have a choice. It's like once you graduate, you've already trained for a particular field, and then once you graduate high school, you just transition to that field, and you're officially serving.
I mean, it's sort of while you're in high school, because when you graduate, then you already assigned to the job. So like I did my test and all of that like when I was junior year. Like you don't really do senior year, you kind of know where you're going already. So it's kind of in high school.
How long is there a contract you sign in terms of like a 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 year deal?
So for women it's 2 years. For men, they keep changing it. It's 3 years. It went down to 2.8. I think it's back to 3 now. I don't anymore. It keeps changing.
2 years. Oh, what was that experience like for you? What was that like? I mean, being young and
I was an
having
athlete.
to go through all that, and being an athlete on the side. I mean, choosing tennis as your sport, as the sport you want to play at a high level and learn about and compete at a high level, and traveling to different countries like Russia and competing in different tournaments, winning, and then being recognized as one of the top 5 or top 3 athletes in your country. Like going through all those different elements, how did you navigate through it? Because you're preparing for the military in high school while also competing to try and play tennis at a high level, and then competing and playing at a high level while still having to serve for your country. Like it's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, it is a lot, obviously, hearing it from, as an American that doesn't live the reality that I grew up at. To me, it's pretty normal. Like you know the steps. I know that once I'm in high school, I gotta bring my A game so I can be qualified to get that athlete recognition. Because without that, I won't be able to keep playing tennis. So that was very stressful. There was some nights with no sleep. Every match that you're losing, you think the world is gonna collapse on you because my ranking is gonna go down and I won't qualify and they won't like me and whatever, because they don't even talk to me. They just look at my record and my winnings and my ranking, and then they decide whether to give it or not. So I don't really have a say in that. So it was very, very stressful, but I had great coaches around me. I was able to rise up to the occasion and play well and have some good wins. I was always the person that's like kind of in the back. I was never like the one that's leading. So I was kind of unnoticed until I did have my breakthrough kind of while I was about to serve. So like kind of 17, 18. That's when I played more in the national level, in the international level. And then it just clicked at the right time. And I was very blessed to get it. And while I was in my service, in a way, I actually had more free time than in school, because in
Wow.
school, it's pretty different than how it is in America. But we have units that we choose to extend, and my mom always said, "Schools come first. You can get injured tomorrow, and your career is done. So school come first. School come first." So
Ain't lying.
yeah, I extended chemistry, computer science, did the highest level of math. So my school days were like from 8 to 3. And then
Wow.
you'll practice, like you just, sometimes I would change in the car and go to practice, have a 2 hours, 3 hours practice, then have like the gym or whatever is that. And then you get home at like 8 or 9, and then the next day starts. While I was in the military, I was able to serve, because of my athlete recognition, a max of 6 hours a day. Sometimes I did less, because my commanders were understanding, and I had more days off to fly and compete. So in a way, my schedule was better while I was in my service, because they had to apply, uh, they had to respect my recognition and give me what like I'm entitled for.
And I respect I respect your resume. I respect what you have done for your country and the accomplishments that you have achieved in the states. I respect you more now than probably I ever will because, in my opinion, look, I'm going to be a straight shooter. You are badass. All right,
Thank you.
you would be the woman version of Top Gun. Okay, because not also to go through all those changes and challenges at a young age, not also to be able to choose a sport of tennis and commit to playing tennis and learning the sport and how to get better at the sport, and then playing at a high level, not also internationally but globally, and then transitioning to the states, still competing at a high level in the collegiate aspect, which we'll talk about momentarily. But your parents, they have instilled greatness in you, because if there's one thing I think a lot of parents, or I'm not going to say parents, players lack today, and especially with the world of NIL, is not sustaining their second term abilities to obtain a college degree, especially when 9 times out of 10, a lot of these players that go to these universities, Division One or et cetera, uh, uh, go there for free for their talent, but not
Mhm.
taking advantage of that because everybody wants to chase that NFL dream, which is nothing wrong with it all. Chase your dreams, follow your passion. But at the end of the day, if you were to get hurt in practice, or you were to blow your knee out or tear your ACL or pop your Achilles, God forbid, hopefully that doesn't never happen to anybody. But if that were
Mhm.
to happen and you have nothing to fall back on, then what? Then what are you going to do? So I commend your parents more importantly because that's the mentality that it was for me growing up in terms of the importance of education and knowing that nothing in terms of playing a sport lasts forever.
Yeah.
Always got to have something to fall back on, regardless of whatever that may be. So, shout out to your parents, the folks, the people that are responsible for instilling greatness, toughness, discipline, determination in you early, and for you to steer it on through and navigate through all the life struggles, because I know for sure losing a game, especially a game where you could have won, a game where you could have went back and think about key moments that could have been the difference maker, and you don't sleep at night because you're beating yourself up about a particular play or a particular set or a particular serve or backhand didn't go your
No one
way.
to blame but me.
No one to blame but you, and that's
Yeah.
just the beauty of tennis, because it's an individual sport. It's single.
Mhm.
Obviously, if it's doubles, your partner, but it's still a individual sport where it starts with you and it ends with you. And it started with you having to go through all these schools of which spot or school was going to be the landing spot for you for your future, which school is going to give you the best opportunity to win, not also on the tennis court, but off and also in life. And you said it earlier that you narrowed your school down choice to 3, but then picking Seton Hall University to be the landing destination for you long term with you and your family, to play Division I tennis at Seton Hall, knowing the academic level of where Seton Hall is at compared to everybody else. But for you, putting Seton Hall number 1 in terms of making that your landing spot, and then getting to campus and learning, obviously, the campus itself, because it's a pretty big campus, not a small campus. Then playing Division I tennis at a high level, an elite level in the Big East. Talk to us a little bit about of what your experience was like, and what was that deciding factor for you and your family to make Seton Hall your home for the next 4 years?
I think the deciding factor was, like I said, my parents really care for school. The other school that I was interested in, I wanted it. It had a beach, had really nice weather. My mom said, it's a party school, you're not going. Like, it wasn't even a conversation. It was, you're not going there. Seton Hall has the academics. Seton Hall has a coach that I had great connection with. Teammates that I talked to had great connection with. I think I met a couple on the tour, so I kind of knew their faces and their names. The location, obviously, Jersey, being close to New York. I've been to New York for a vacation in 2017, so it was something that's a little familiar. When you're in international, you're trying to find you're not gonna find the perfect spot for you, but you want to find a place that's gonna feel like home and also gonna set you up for the future. Because I served in the military, I came to college when I was 21, so I was way older than the rest. So my thought process was different than, okay, I'm just coming and I'm gonna be a pro tomorrow.
Right.
In tennis, there are no contracts with the team that I'm going to sign and I'm going to have a guaranteed paycheck. If I'm hurt and I'm not playing, I'm not making money. I am paying for my coach. I am paying for my trainer. I am paying for my flights. I am paying for my hotels. I'm paying for everything. So I came with the mindset of, if it clicks and we're going to take it forward, I'm going to give it my all. But if not, I need to have a path for my career. My professional career, not the athletic one. And really, the academics for Seton Hall made a difference for me. And I've met incredible people, incredible professors. People in the athletic department are just really, like, I have nothing bad to say. They're just good, kind people that help me so
They
much.
are.
And without them, I'm sure we're going to get to that story a bit later. But without them, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I wouldn't be in the position I was at, and I would probably be back home in Israel and not having a job.
Well,
So
I'm happy you're not in Israel, and I'm happy you are here on the Rewind tonight, because it brings a smile to my face. It is one of the things I always say, Healy, divine alignment. I'm a huge advocate of it. I preach it. I talk it every day. I pray on it, and there's nothing more when things align when it's supposed to happen. When it's supposed to happen, because in life we all go through different challenges, and we all want things to go our way, and our plans, we want it to happen on our timing. But when you have that divine alignment, things line up organically when they're supposed to happen, because these things come out of nowhere. It makes it that much more better, because if we all wanted things our way, I would have probably never met you. You would have already been playing right now in the Wimbledon probably,
Yeah.
and you would have been making millions of dollars and playing at a high level in front of the world. And I have to go to the Arthur Ashe Stadium to see you play and all that stuff. So I wouldn't have the opportunity to see you tonight if we all had it our way, but that's just the beauty of life is to enjoy the journey while we journey through it. And you have been through a lot of ups and downs, I'm sure, but your willingness to keep going, the mentality to keep going has been truly special. And you talked about the athletic department at Seton Hall. And again, those individuals, I won't name them because they know they are. They have been good to me as well in terms of opening doors for me and allow me to see things obviously from a different lens compared to the general public. And it's all about relationships. And I think relationships has brought the two of us together on tonight's episode. But you had the opportunity to work as a GA for Seton Hall women's basketball, who, again, I am just a fan of the program, both men and women's. I support them, obviously, with me growing up in Newark, New Jersey, Seton Hall only being 15 minutes from me right now where I live. And you had the opportunity to see basketball, the sport of basketball, but just more importantly, see a different sport in a different lens behind the scenes in terms of the sports business side, in terms, of course, working with the basketball team, the scheduling, the practices, the film, all the metrics that go into it, recruiting that goes into a season or off season or season in general with Seton Hall basketball. But where your experience where it was at the time of being a GA, learning obviously from coach and going through that grind of a basketball season. What was that opportunity like for you, and what led you to say, hey, this is something that I want to do, and let me put my best foot forward and make the most of the opportunity?
Yeah, so it started a little bit before the GA. So I said we're gonna go back to the story. So I'm gonna tell it. So during my freshman year, like you said, it's all about relationships. I don't have my family here, so Seton Hall is my family. I would just walk around the hallways, talk to some people from the athletic department, and I would used to go to I love basketball, always loved basketball. Wasn't really familiar with women basketball in Israel. So when I saw the women team plays in the same building that my locker room is at, so I would just go to games. And unfortunately, usually I would go by myself because not a lot of people wanted to go with me. So I would just sit there and they would see me every game. And one of the people from the athletic department took me to his office and he said, would you want to be a manager for the women basketball team? And that was during my freshman year. And I said, how? Like I'm on a full scholarship, Division I tennis player. My schedule is already insane. How do you want to even make it happen? And he asked me one question. He asked me, do you love it? Like, do you want to be a part of it? And I said, yes. So he said, okay, you're going to figure it out. Then a few weeks after, I had a meeting with the Dobo, with Shakina. And she basically told me, it's not even a job interview. They told me that I need to take you. So let's just get to know each other. That was basically it. And then I started as a volunteer manager. So I would go before my practice or straight after my practice, even if it's just to come for 30 minutes of practice because I can't be the full time because of my commitments. I would still be there. I would show my face every day. If the girls wanted to come shoot late at night, they would text me and I would come late at night to shoot with them and rebound or whatever they needed. Just to talk, and from the mental aspect as me being older, me being also an athlete. So on the mental aspect of that, just being their friend. So I've done that while I was a tennis player for 3 years, started my sophomore to my senior. And again, relationships, me and Coach have a great relationship. And I wanted to do my MBA here and I needed to find a way to do it. And Coach Bazella said, I want you to be one of my GAs. Let's make it happen. So I got accepted to the MBA for Seton Hall in the business analytics program. And I did that while I was a GA for Coach Bazella in Seton Hall. And it was a lot, but it was so much fun being in every practice, being able to be in every practice without any tennis commitments or anything, starting from start to finish, traveling with the team, being in every game, seeing the behind the scenes, getting more responsibilities if it's from Shakina, if it's from Coach Bozzella. Um, just doing this journey is the best the best thing I've had in Seton Hall. So when you say things align, like yes, I think even though I wanted to go to a different school because it had a beach, I'm so grateful that my mom told me to come to Seton Hall and that I'm here and that I experienced everything that I experienced. And because of that experience, I was able to be where I'm at right now, starting a full job in America and really following my dream path, which is basketball and women's basketball.
Well, we want to congratulate you. We want to congratulate you because God, good. That's what the beauty of basketball is all about. I think first off, the game of basketball has blessed me in abundance of ways. I never played at the collegiate level. I just knew my plan B early in high school that the sports broadcasting field and learning about radio and podcasting and all that stuff was my plan because I knew I wasn't going to be blessed to go play at a high Division I school or I was pretty good. I took it serious, but I just think in life you kind of you already know what you want to do and follow your passion, follow your dreams, and man, you are just the more I listen the more I just tell myself how blessed you are, but more importantly, how it looks like to be disciplined, be determined to win. Uh, I view life in a different aspect, I'm sure, compared to other people. I don't compare. I don't look at life as wins and losses, but damn it, you play to win. Anything you do, you play to win. If that's your mentality. Now, if your mentality is to win and just get by, then we are not the same category. We're not the same
Yeah, if I
conversation.
want something, I'm gonna go and get it.
Got to go get it, and
Yeah.
you have done that and then some, because you have sustained yourself at a high level, but then positioned yourself to be able to stay here. Thank God for that, and have a full time job working in the women's division, building your young career because I just know you are on your way to greatness. And if there's anything I can do with my resources and people and stuff like that, we're all about paying it forward because I don't like gatekeepers. I preferably hate them, but I have met them and they are not people that I want to associate myself or surround myself with. So I just want to congratulate you on doing the damn thing, as we say, doing the damn thing, and
Appreciate it. Thank you.
continuing to make history for yourself and your family, but also set up yourself for long-term success because everything that you have done in life, Hilly, has been earned and not given. And you have been a blessing to have tonight on episode 71 of the Rewind. So I am grateful to have your presence here tonight. And one thing I want to talk about is Serena Williams. You do know who that is, being a tennis player, but Serena making her return to Wimbledon tonight or today. Sorry. She reunited a few weeks ago with her sister Venus Williams and playing some doubles matches, getting herself back into flow, getting herself back into rhythm, getting herself back into game mode, game speed, because the game has changed in some form or fashion in terms of the players that were competing at a high level when she played versus now. And today she had her first singles match at Wimbledon for the first time in nearly 4 years. But if you don't know who Serena Williams is, I'm just going to give you just a quick overview. She is the greatest of all time and the women's aspect of tennis. 858 wins in her career, 73 WTA single titles, all-time record of 23 Grand Slam single championships. So all those things, that's like the Michael Jordan of tennis and then some. But the fact that she has over 856 wins in her career, That is truly, truly, truly remarkable, and that's a blessing in itself. But Healy, we had the opportunity to see Serena in action today. Wasn't victorious, did not come out on top as she lost. Let me just see if I can pull up the stats for today's game, because I know me, I have to come correct in anything I do. So she went against Maya Joint, who is out of Australia, 6'3", 7'6", and then 6'3" was the final in the first round. Serena Williams losing her first game, which I'm sure won't be the last game, because this was a lot of mixed emotions coming into this game, I'm sure, for her, Healy, especially trying to pretty much get her thoughts and her mind together, because, again, this is the first time she competed in nearly 4 years on the singles level. And it's something that I'm sure was special in a way, but also a little bit strange, because you don't just walk back into the game, the sport of tennis, and think you're just going to pick up right where you left off in terms of playing at an elite level. And for almost 4 years sideline is a long time to be away from the sport of tennis or any sport. So for her to come back at this point in her life and this point in her career, what are you most excited to see from Serena, despite her losing today? But more importantly, how do you feel about Serena being back in the tennis world, on the tennis stage, and that's potentially competing for a 24th Grand Slam championship?
Well, I don't think she's actually going to compete for a 24th Grand Slam.
You don't think so?
She's 44. Like you said, she haven't played for 4 years. She's going, like, game shape and practice shape are completely two different things. She's incredible. Like today, first set was a little slow. She didn't move very well. But then second set, towards the end, she really started
found that rhythm.
Yeah, she got that rhythm 100%. But then in the third set, like you saw she's there, but then she was just too tired. And the other girl, she's 20, very young, at times couldn't really control her nerves and her emotions. It was very much shown. And that's when Serena was able to, like, push a bit more. And that's when she won the second set. But I don't think she's going to compete as much. I think if she's going to compete, it's maybe just the Grand Slams and maybe one tournament in between on that surface. I don't think she's going to play Roland Garros because she doesn't need to play on clay. Clay is very slow. She's not looking for long rallies. She doesn't have the shape for it. So I don't see her playing the Roland Garros. Wimbledon, obviously it's on grass, so it's very quick surface. That's her best surface. So that's why she competed that. But even then, she didn't have like one of the tournaments that you played before to get yourself ready. She didn't even do that. She just straight up went to Wimbledon. Right. So that also says something about her shape. And like she's trying to play a very limited amount of games and to put herself in the best position possible. In Grand Slams, you have a day off between each game. While in a regular tournament, there are no day offs. So you go back to back to back to back to back. In a Grand Slam, you play, then you rest, then you play, then you rest. So Grand Slams are, in a way, easier for her to compete because of that day off that she can get. But honestly, she has nothing to prove. She's the GOAT of the game. Like you said, she's like the Michael Jordan. But Michael Jordan, some people talk about LeBron. Some people talk about Kobe. She doesn't have competition. She's the ultimate GOAT. No one is going to argue about that. She has nothing to prove. She just wants to have fun, go on the court, have fun. That her kids can see her play, that her husband can see her play even more. The family for like a few more times, but this is it. I think it's more just for her personal enjoyment rather than chasing a Grand Slam. I hope I'm wrong. I just don't think it's possible in that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think where the world is now in terms of the athletes that are competing at a high level for Grand Slams is a whole different era of tennis players and what it was when she once left the game. And I know Coco is your favorite tennis player right now in the women's game, and she's seventh. She's ranked 7th in singles. And just how much of the world has caught up and pretty much made their impact and their presence known and felt.
Serena's prime is still better than everyone else. She's just not close.
Oh, 1,000%.
Serena's prime, no one is even close to her.
No one's touching that. No one's touching that.
Close to her prime. She's 44. Like that's not something realistic. Unfortunately, I wish you would have won, but I think.
But there's a lot of young talent out there right now. A lot of young talent.
That's why you see like there's no repetitive winners compared to the men. The men, it's usually Sinner Alcaraz, Djokovic a little bit, but he's kind of always in the semifinals.
Yeah.
In the women, you get a new winner almost every tournament because the playing field is so equal because the talent is so high that you don't know who's going to win. You're going to think Sabalenka, but then she's going to lose in the quarterfinal, and you're going to have someone else that you don't even know their name because they just number 30 that you don't know when they just started winning. So it's everyone's game in the women tour in the WTA right now.
Are there any favorite tennis players from the women's aspect that you enjoy watching now? Or is there someone out there that you are rooting for in terms of a career success? Obviously, I'm not sure the resume that they'll have when it's all said and done, like Serena's resume. But is there some favorite tennis players from the women's perspective that you like to watch today?
I do like to watch her, but I don't know if she's going to win a Grand Slam. I like watching, she's American actually. I like to watch Amanda Anisimova. I like her game a lot. I watched her, I think, since she was 16 because I think she played in Israel or there was something there that I watched her play. And I remembered seeing her and I was like, wow, that she's going to be great when she was 16. And I kept following her career. And last year she went to the Wimbledon final. That was probably the worst final in history because she lost 6-0, 6-0, but she still reached to the final. She's an incredible person, incredible player. So I really like to watch her. Sabalenka she's always entertaining. It's always a show when you watch her. So aggressive, so powerful. A lot of character, a lot of emotions when Sabalenka is playing. So yeah, I guess these are my top two. For now.
I mean, Amanda, right now she's 6th in the world. She has 4 single titles, over 220 career wins, and I believe she's only 23, I think, or 24.
She's very young because
very young
to the top, very young. But she had a lot of. She has a very interesting personal story. She's been through a lot in a young age, so I hope she's gonna figure it out and keep being consistent. That's the key.
Consistent is key, and I'm always rooting for success in terms of the underdog, especially being an underdog myself, and just like you. But we get ready to transition to the end of this because I could keep you here all night. Really, I can sit here and talk for another 4 hours, and Chris will probably fall asleep with his coffee in his hand. And folks look at me like I'm crazy. But we're going to transition to our last segment of tonight because there'll be no unfiltered. There'll be no rewind of the week. But there will be a Floss with Moss. And it's time for episode 71 edition of Floss with Moss with Healy. Chris, let's... On this week's episode 71 of Floss and Moss. Okay, all right, we are here, the round of 32, where business will eventually, if it's not already, picked up. And if you don't know about the round of 32, it is survive and advance from here on out. And we see here right now with the World Cup matchups taking place with France winning today 3-0, Norway 2-1, and then Mexico 2-0 over Ecuador. ooh, wait, Mexico versus Ecuador. That's like two families going at it because they like Mexico and Ecuadorians, they like cousins. So the fact that Mexico advanced, I just don't know. Hopefully everybody is safe from that. But tomorrow we have England and Congo at 12, Belgium and Senegal at 4, USA at 8. And we know that USA is coming into tomorrow night's action or tonight's action, tomorrow night's action. And it's do or die. And we know that to win from here on out, you have to play at your best. And USA, as of late, in their last 5, they have a loss, win, win, loss, and a win. Now, I know folks out there were questioning USA's depth coming into this matchup because of what we've seen when Coach Pochettino rests the starters. But right now, in my opinion, Healy, from what I have seen from USA and how they've came out to start the World Cup, especially with group stage action, I think right now this is the best version, or this is the best USA men's national team that we have seen in recent years. Now, I know that the confidence level is high because if there's one thing that USA has shown me throughout their group stage matches, Healy, is that they can compete with anyone. Now, I know they haven't played the elite competition yet. Hopefully that can come if they can win. But this is win or go home against Bosnia, and I do believe, I will say publicly, that USA will come out victorious and win this game. Your prediction, what do you think?
I think the same. I think, yes, he rested the starting 11 and they lost to Turkey. Personally, I thought Turkey is going to finish first. I thought they have the best team. So I don't think losing, I think they lost 3-2. I don't think it's that bad of a loss, especially when Turkey played for their dignity after losing the first 2 games. So I think they do have the depth. I think they have a great squad. Pulisic, McKinney, Adams. They got a lot of Premier League players. Matt Turner played for Arsenal. Like they have a really good team. Pochettino is one of the best coaches out there. What he did with Tottenham.
Oh my God!
Like
Woo.
he's really good, and you have really good players. So I think people in America should have some more faith in their team. They look really good. Bosnia are gonna fight, but they don't have the talent that America has. America just have to stay composed and honestly, don't let their emotions take over, because once the emotions take over, you're going to make mistakes. And Bosnia will take advantage of that. But
they will take advantage. You're not wrong.
Yeah, but USA, first game, they looked so good. This is the most emotional that they had. So I think they will go through Bosnia. Not the next round, I don't know about that.
We'll see.
But I think they will take over Bosnia.
One game at a time. I think they'll take care of Bosnia as well. I do expect, or I'm looking forward to seeing Alex Freeman and what he does in the game tomorrow night, round of 32, because he's been playing at a really good level in terms of his form, and you want to bring that momentum from the group stage into the round of 32, because this is the time, the most important time to play your best soccer. And that's playing at a high level with the world watching. So you'll be able to catch that game tomorrow at 8:00 Eastern time on Fox. I will be watching that game. Let's go USA. Let's go advance. But if you don't know, as you can see, although I'm rooting for USA and I haven't won my USA jersey yet because I'm just waiting. All right, you got to earn these things from me. You can't just you got to earn it. We fast forward to Thursday's game, which I will be at a watch party with a bunch of my favorite Portuguese, which means my Portuguese people. And I will be watching this game with them as we will. I say we because I'm rooting for USA. That's my country. But I'm also rooting for Portugal because the people of Portugal have been good to me. Some of my best friends actually are Portuguese. So I try to keep it in the family. And I am part Portuguese. You didn't know that, all right? I love chorizo. It's amazing. I love to have it on a nice soft bread, cheese melted. Put some tomatoes in there if you want. That's just what I like to do. I love the custard cups when it's fresh out the bakery. Don't get me started on my Portuguese roots. I have nothing to prove tonight, okay? I promise you. But they will be taking on Croatia at 7:00 on Fox. We know that Portugal is coming in after drawing in their last match against Colombia, which didn't mean anything for both teams. Colombia and Portugal were already advancing to the next round as is, but we did get the opportunity to see, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo and James Rodriguez go at it in the group stage, which was something good. And I know there's been a lot of criticism, especially last game with drawing, that they should take a page out of Argentina's book, and that's bringing Ronaldo off the bench and letting Portugal play with their true starting 11, because once Ronaldo is done and retires and is all said and done for his international career, Portugal has a lot of young pieces that they have that can help them continue to ascend the game and have them compete at high levels, not also from the Euro stage, but also the World Cup stage. But there we're going against Croatia, who as a team is nothing to fool around with. And we know that João Felix is came out publicly and defended head coach Martinez of Portugal, as well as Ronaldo, with all the way the Portuguese media has been pretty much bashing Ronaldo with his play. I'll just keep it 100. I thought last game for Portugal against Colombia, Ronaldo played flat. He didn't give me the greatest of all time performance in terms of playing at that elite level. I thought I found myself at times seeing Ronaldo come up more to the midfield than Portugal, trying to create an attack to get him in the box or create opportunities for him to score. And it just wasn't the performance that I was expecting. But again, at his age, how many more high-level performances and games are we going to see out of Cristiano Ronaldo? Because we know that his league in Saudi Arabia is nothing compared to playing on a World Cup level against the other countries' greats. So I'm expecting Ronaldo to come bounce back. We know that if it's one thing Ronaldo will do is show up. And there's another thing that we will do. He will step up when it matters most. You can count on him. But Messi, on the other hand, he's been playing really well for Argentina, scoring, coming off the bench in his last match. And I know folks out there want to compare Messi to Ronaldo, and so far Messi's having a better World Cup than Ronaldo. But you just got to block out the noise. Messi's doing his own thing because Argentina is playing a style of football with him on the field and on differently. Portugal, of course, Ronaldo has earned the right to do whatever the hell he wants for Portugal. He is the president, goddammit. If he wants to start. If he wants to come off the bench, come off the bench. But I do believe, I've said it publicly, that I would like to see him come off the bench, just in terms of I'd rather have a Ronaldo at a second half, 40-minute stretch where let's go make something happen, than compared to have him out there for all 90 minutes, knowing that fatigue starts to kick in depending on the team you're playing against, or the country, that you're playing against at the end of the game. So it'll be interesting to see. I do believe that João Neves coming into this game has got to have a really good game. But this is going to be a great game. I mean, we do know that Croatia is no slouch. These two countries know each other very well. But you know me, I'm not being biased. I get to see a reunion of Ronaldo versus Luka Modric, who was teammates with Ronaldo at Madrid, winning Champions Leagues, winning, of course, the La Liga regular season championships, beating Barcelona. So these guys know each other very well. They've had experience playing each other for countries outside of Real Madrid in the past. But it goes down tomorrow night at 7, round of 32. I'm going with Portugal to win. I'm going to go out there on a limb and say Ronaldo does score against Croatia. I don't know how, but he's going to score because that's just who he is, the GOAT. And what's your prediction and who you like winning tomorrow? Are you going with Croatia, or are you teaming with me and going with Portugal?
First of all, he's not the GOAT. Let's start with
Yes,
that.
he is. Yes, he is.
No, Messi. We're not going to go into it. But
that'd be best. That would be best. That's not a road you want to go down. But go ahead. You can always come back another time for that debate. Anytime.
We can pick up the phone and go either two. Like, it's okay. I'll defend Messi. Like, even my company.
Okay. You got the company colors.
The colors for Messi.
Oh man, I knew something was wrong when I saw that shirt. I knew something was wrong. I just knew it.
But yeah, I do think. Look, Croatia is a team that knows how to win these games. They're a small country that made it to the final in 2018. They made it to the final.
2018. Yep.
They got to the semifinal. They beat Argentina in 2018. I think they beat them 3-0. Like, they're a team that knows how to win games. Portugal, on the other hand, have, in my opinion, other than France, the best squad in the World Cup. They have the best midfielders. They have the best left back. They have one of the best right backs. They have an amazing center back. Um,
Yes, they do.
Felix is incredible. Bruno Fernandes won the Premier League Player of the Year. They have, other than France, the best squad, and yet something is not clicking. Now, again, I love Messi, so people say I'm a Ronaldo hater, but I don't put the blame on Ronaldo that much. I put it more on the coach. The team is not clicking. Like, you have
No.
all this talent and it doesn't click, and I don't think it's just on Ronaldo's shoulders. I agree with you that especially now that it's a knockout game, you have 30 minutes overtime, you have penalties. I would prefer to get in minute 60, 65. So if we do get to overtime, I have that killer mentality there. Also, their defense is going to be more tired. So potentially Ronaldo can learn the game, see the first half, see a little bit from the second half, and plan his moves better. So I do agree with you on that. Messi can play 90 minutes plus overtime. Messi walks, but Messi still knows how to get the job done. But but
that was cute.
It's a difficult one because Portugal have better players, but Croatia know how to win games, and Portugal proved to me that they know how to win games with this squad.
Yeah,
they disappointed me a lot more than they impressed me. While Croatia did the other one.
Me too. We too.
So, just to make it interesting, if you went Portugal, I'll go Croatia, but I'm not.
You posted. Let me ask you a question.
No, you want it to be interesting. I think Portugal will win, but like, do you want it to be interesting that it's like we go against each other? I can do that because I wouldn't be surprised if any of the team wins.
So I'm gonna make it more interesting, right? I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you care about my happiness?
Okay, I'll give you Portugal. Portugal will win this.
I just want you to ask the question.
Argentina's gonna win the whole thing, so that's all that matters.
Do you care about my happiness?
Of course.
Then you will pick Portugal to win against Croatia, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll pick Portugal.
There it is. We do know the winner of Portugal and Croatia will advance to the round of 16, where they will have the winner of this game will have the winner of Spain and Austria game, and
Spain only gets me either.
They don't impress me either. That's another team, just like Germany, who I thought coming to this World Cup just wasn't as strong as they have been in years past in terms of obviously the player depth, in terms of obviously the coaching, in terms of the starting 11 power and prominence, because those former German teams, they had the defense, they had the midfield, and they had the attack. And this World Cup for Germany has been a disappointment, but I'm not shocked nor surprised. So this will be interesting, as well as the USA game. They will have the winner of Belgium and Senegal, as that both games will be on Monday, July 6th.
Belgium or Senegal? What do you think?
I'm going with. I like the underdog. I'm going to take Senegal. I know Belgium.
I think that too. I think Belgium don't look good at all. So I'll go with Senegal.
They don't. And I'm happy to see Brazil win last night and at the buzzer, 95th minute, a goal by Brazil to go up 2-1 as they will face Norway. And then let's see, Argentina will play the winner. They play that. They have Cape Verde. Oh boy.
Every time Messi is playing, I'm going with Messi. I don't care who's in the other side.
Well, I see the biasness in you. I see it. Don't even worry about it.
He's just he won everything. He beat everyone.
No. Whoa. See, I think that's where actually I'm not gonna get to the debate. I'm just gonna calm down tonight. This is where I bite my tongue, and I'm gonna let you be victorious, because there's gonna come a day or an episode where we will have that conversation, because it's an interesting conversation. I've been dealing with it all my life, since Ronaldo at Manchester, Messi beating them in the Champions League final, through high school, Messi, Ronaldo. I've heard it all the commentary behind it. So there will come a day. So you guys will be able to catch World Cup action. And if you're not busy Thursday at 7:00 Eastern time, you can come join me at the watch party with all my Portuguese.
If your Portugal would have won against Colombia quarterfinal, he would play Messi, and then that debate.
I know. But flip side, we get to potentially see each other at a World Cup final.
You're not beating France.
If they did it once in the
We'll
Euros,
see.
they can do it again in the World
France
Cup.
just
It'll be
saving
interesting.
someone else. We'll see.
It'll be interesting. So before we sign off on tonight's episode, Healy, where can the people find you? Where can they support you? What are some of the things you have coming down the pipe in this year, 2026, as well as a message you would like to leave for the world?
Wow, a message for the world. Just don't let anything or anyone stop you. If you want something, even if you hear 30 no's, you just need one yes. Keep working, keep working, keep working. People think that everything is destiny and whatever comes for me comes for me. I don't believe that. I believe I need to go and get it. So that's my thought process.
Where can the people find you and support you on socials? And no, I'm not crying.
Well, I'm mainly active on Instagram. It's Hili Kronzon, as you can see the name here. Also starting a new job with Weave. You can see right here.
You guys hiring broadcasters?
I'll set you up with my boss. I'm moving to LA for our offices in the end of the summer. So I'm from Jersey to LA. Yeah.
I better see you before you go.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
We'll make that happen.
I'm telling you right. I'm serious. I didn't see you before you go.
I'm serious too. You have my number. We'll make it happen. Right. Yeah. So I'll be working with Weave is a sports agency for college basketball players, men and women. We just launched our women division, I want to say around April 2026. So now we're going to have a full year on the women's side and the men's side. We've been doing it for a minute. And I'm very excited. College, basketball, women, everything that I want to work in life. All together, great people, great organization. I'm very excited about that. And I think that's basically it that's going on for me right now. And Messi, of course, watching the World Cup.
Oh, my God. Look at what the Lord can do in your life. Oh, won't he do it? Yeah, I need to see you before you go. I'm just going to
We'll make it happen.
I'm going to make it happen because you going to LA and I got some friends in LA, so I can always come out and visit there as well. And I know you're getting ready to do great things with Weave Sports in the women's division. Congratulations again. And I know you're going to be traveling and seeing different players, different teams. But if you come across Notre Dame, our game at Notre Dame, you need to let me know ahead of time so I can be in attendance because Notre Dame is my college basketball team. I do love Coach Neil Ivey. She's one of the greats.
Oh, incredible. Yeah.
Duke, too. Duke. I mean, I go to South Carolina. I mean, I could go wherever you can get tickets. I will go. I will figure it out and go.
Well, this summer, I'll be in Puerto Rico with the men team of LSU,
Okay.
I think Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss. I think these are the 4 teams.
All right.
So that's in
So
Puerto Rico. If you want to
I just need to cover my flight, right? That's it. Just cover my flight and my hotel. That's it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, yeah. It's just preseason. I don't think it's gonna be intense, but that's.
I don't care. I love it. It's a chance to get away, and I am, I'm half Puerto Rican, so I get to go back home for a little bit. So I'm okay with that, So it'll be a blessing. But I'm happy to hear the success and hear the challenges that you overcame from Israel to America, and you making the most of being in the States and earning a bachelor's and a master's. Being behind the scenes with working as a manager, because I was once a manager, but not at the collegiate level. I was a broadcaster in college, but I was manager for high school basketball for my high school, and got to see some few state championships out of that. So I'm grateful for that experience. But there's nothing more like winning, and there's nothing more than chasing and getting, and then being blessed with something that you want to do. And right now, you're in a position of that as you get ready to move from the east to the west. So if whatever I can do to help, whatever, I'm here. And I want to say thank you for blessing us with your presence. So if you haven't, please like, subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Rewind _GST3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at 31_GSC3. It has been a blessing to have Healy join us tonight for episode 71, and I am thankful for her presence as we continue to agree to disagree with the World Cup, as she's rooting for Argentina and I'm rooting for Portugal. Viva Portugal. And we'll see if USA can have some success tomorrow night. To all of the people that have made this a reality, to all of our guests, thank you. To all of the folks at GSC3, as well as part of the crew, Chris, my guy Pat, 99 Studios. We want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July weekend. Be safe out there, as 4th of July will be on Saturday. But please celebrate with your family, celebrate with your close ones. Enjoy another year around the sun, because we're already in July. The 2026 calendar year is flying by like lightning. We want to make sure everyone out there is safe. So happy 4th of July to all your families. So for Healy, for Monty, to Chris, our guy Pat, 99 Studios, thank you. We love you. We'll be back here again. Episode 72, same place, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern time on our YouTube channel with another guest. I won't say who it is, but we usually have to wait next week to see. And all grace to the good Lord. And as I always say before each and every episode, I don't have it in front of me because I thought that's what happens when you're not prepared. I was going to have it here tonight, but I don't have it. But I'm just going to say, I think do I have it? Hang on. I think I do have it. I think I do have it. I might have it. I might not, but I might. I might not, but I might. I hope I do. Let me see. Do I? Yeah, I got. Oh, there it is. Look at God. Look at what he can do. Hold on. Let's go USA, baby. Let's win tomorrow. Let's take care of business Portugal on Thursday. And we'll see you guys next week on The Rewind, brought to you by Global Sports Entertainment 3. We'll see you next week. Go USA.